Thursday, October 15th. Welcome into Wake Up Legendary. If you're new, my name is Matt and I'm guest hosting. Dave is out in the sticks. He's out in the mountains on a little vacay. They're expecting a baby here pretty soon, so they're trying to get a little bit of relaxation, a little R&R. So if you're here, if you're newer to our community, welcome in. If you're going through our 15-day challenge, keep going through that challenge, keep pumping through it. If you don't already get our text message reminders, there's a number right here on the screen. You can text 813-296-8553. In the body of the message, you text WUL. It stands for Wake Up Legendary, and that will get you signed up to get text message reminders. We hit send on that right before we go live. So you'll literally get a little text message on your phone, and it'll give you a link directly to here. You can tap on it and then watch straight from your phone every morning. So who do we got in here? We've got Scott. What's happening, man? Dean's in the house. Tara, lots of familiar names. I love it. Mauricio, Jay, Sue, good morning. Chris, Ryan, Steven. We've got an awesome guest today, by the way. Dia, awesome. Hey, if you're here with us, if you're here live, let us know in the comments. We're here live every single day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Let us know in the comments. And if you're newer, or maybe if you've been here a while, let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got people from all over the world who tune into these things every single morning. And let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got Jamaica in the house. You're welcome, Diego. We've got Jamaica. We've got, where else? Hey, Dawn, good to see you. Letitia, Angelo, awesome. 28 degrees up in Colorado. Yikes. That's why I moved down south. I am done with that nonsense. Albuquerque, Rwanda, I'm telling you, from all over. Atlanta, El Salvador. We've got Las Vegas, Massachusetts, Czech Republic. I don't even know what time it is over there. It's probably in the afternoon. Fort Worth, Australia. I know that it's ungodly hours over there right now. Dallas, Netherlands. I'm telling you, it's all over the place. It's very cool. I love it. Tampa, good to see you, King. Randy, Sue, Alabama, Oklahoma. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. So today, if you're newer to our community, basically what we do on these Wake Up Legendaries is we'll do one of two things. Occasionally, sometimes we'll do a more mechanical, like this last Tuesday. If you go watch the replay, you can go to legendarymarketer.com/live and you can watch all the replays. It's probably on the same screen you're looking at right now. But on Tuesday, we went into how to retarget your traffic using Facebook pixels or Google pixels. And we actually went through the install process, how to create custom audiences. So sometimes we actually do a full-blown mini lesson. And other times, like today, we do interviews of people who are crushing it with their either affiliate business or coaching or consulting or you name it. And so today, we've got an awesome guest. I'm going to bring him on right now. I said to him just before we went live, I said, hey, is it possible that, or is it accurate to say you're from a small town in the middle of nowhere? He's like, that's exactly where I'm from. That is literally exactly where I'm from. So if you guys can give me some help, I want you guys to hit the thumbs up button to welcome our guest. Just pound that little thumbs up thing to welcome in JT. What's going on, JT?
Hey, man, pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. So JT is from the middle of nowhere. And when he said that, I was like, dude, I'm actually from a town of 400 people in South Dakota, which is even more middle of nowhere. When I went to college, I had to basically convince people that there's actually humans that live in South Dakota. So cool. How are you? It's early there. You feeling awake? You feeling alive?
Yeah, pretty early, pretty good, pretty energized.
Awesome. Good. So I was just kind of looking through a questionnaire and we just met 5 minutes ago, but give us a little backstory on you. You're a current affiliate marketer. You're doing a lot on TikTok, but take us back to When you're searching around online for ways to make money online, what got you to that place? What were you trying to look for? Just kind of take us through that journey of finding, it sounded like you found Jay Brown or somebody. What were you searching for? What was important to you? And then what did you end up doing?
Yes. Okay. So a little bit over a year ago, I just graduated high school, and I was looking for a job, and it was really hard to find a job because a lot of positions are taken up. Um, and you also need a high school diploma to get some jobs here, and I was just struggling to find a job. So then I looked up on YouTube how to make money online, and I clicked the first video that popped up, and it was Jay Brown, a diamond affiliate for Legendary Marketer. And it was showing me how to um be an affiliate for ClickBank and Warrior Plus, and I signed up for those. And then he just, um, did some copy and place ads, and I was really intrigued in how it worked, and it was really inter not entertaining, yeah, intrigued. But
Yeah.
I started looking more into it, and like I remember for like 2 to 3 or 4 hours I just tried to do what he was doing, like straight, and then I just gave up. And then the next day I came back and I did more clicking and I did more digging, and it led me to Legendary. And I learned more about it, and I did more research. It led me into learning about the stock market, real estate, all of
Wow.
that good stuff about making money online, like Amazon FBA, drop shipping. And I also tailed off into learning about all that and trying all that. But it, the most results I saw was with Legendary, because I brought in a little traffic with YouTube. And um, although I wasn't getting any sales, I did get some leads. Um, I did give up on it for like around like 2, 3 months,
How
trying
how
other
how
things.
how far back was this, and how old were you?
This was only a year ago.
Okay.
Um,
So you're like 19 or so.
yeah, I was 19, and I would every morning wake up and go to my mom's work. She worked at the hospital, and there was like the most reliable resource for internet. And that's where I would always go to learn and do work.
Very
So,
nice.
yeah, and
So you're at her hospital, like what part of the hospital? You're just hanging out?
yeah, like right by the cafeteria. She always,
I love it. I love it.
yeah, it was a really great spot. I had a little nifty corner.
That's awesome. He's the dude who's just like tucked away in the corner, like what's
Yeah, with my
he doing back
laptop.
there? I love it. Okay, so you started that, you did it, you probably stopped doing it for like a month or two, and that brings you to then what happened?
Um,
Did you get back into YouTube, or then did you go somewhere else and try something else?
I stopped YouTube and I tried learning about Facebook ads, and then I tried creating a blog. I was just all over the place.
Yeah, you're experimenting.
Yes, I was experimenting,
Yeah.
and I ended up um giving up again for a little while. And then all of a sudden, I saw this TikTok challenge, and TikTok is blowing up and everything. And then I decided to download it and try it out. And along the way, I'm learning about TikTok and about the challenge, and I'm discovering all this new really cool things. And as I'm posting here and there, I'm getting more retention than I did on YouTube, and I'm like, wow. So then I just put all put all my energy and focus towards TikTok and promoting Legendary and giving a bunch of value on there as well.
Yeah.
And It was really great.
That's awesome. And it's just taken off. So you've been doing it for about a year now on TikTok?
I've been learning for around a year, 2, 3 months, and then I've been with TikTok for like 4, 5 months.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I was just glancing at like your very first like couple of sales, which were about a year ago, but that they were like kind of two outlier things. And then you really started to pick up, you're right, in like June,
Yes.
July, August. Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy, man. I mean, so you're out in the middle of the sticks. You barely have well, I mean, you've clearly got good internet now, but I mean, I'm imagining if like I know if I go back to my parents' house, I'm like sitting trying to do work or like over the holidays or whatever, I go back and I'm like trying to do some work and I'm like, man, you have like 10 megabytes per second internet. Like this sucks. Like I can't
Oh
do
man.
anything. So, okay. So over the last 4 months, I mean, you have exploded. I mean, and so I have somebody asking in the chat, what's your TikTok handle?
Yes, it is JAYTEEJR and then official.
Got it. Cool. So here, guys, you can go follow him, check out his TikTok. He's fun, man. I've seen some of your videos. They're really fun. Like you are, this is becoming a real, um, this is becoming a very real thing for people who are crushing it on TikTok. And I said this with another girl. Her name was Alyssa, who also she got on TikTok and made a sale like within 24 hours. Like it was nuts. I haven't really seen anything like it, and it's kept going. But
Dang.
the thing is like one thing that I noticed with you and one thing that I noticed with her is like there's this element to which, and let me see if I can pull this open here for a sec. There's this element of which you've got sort of a you are you. That's what I'm trying to say. You are yourself. Like you are fully yourself, right? And even like some of these, I was like looking at some of the older videos, and it's like when you first started, and I actually haven't seen most of the new stuff. Like I was actually looking back on some of this older stuff, and just like your style and who you are and the stuff that you say in some of these videos that have nothing to do about business, right? Like I'm from Alaska and I'm 20, entrepreneur, currently doing affiliate marketing. Like, I don't know. I'm starting to see this trend of people when they're on TikTok that when they become successful, it's because they're not trying to be somebody or do something that feels incongruent with who they are. And I think that's an important piece because I've also had a couple people come to me, and I'm curious to hear what you might think on this. But I've had a couple people come to me and they're like, "Hey, I've been doing TikTok for like 2 or 3 months and I'm not really getting leads. Like I'm not really getting conversions to my affiliate offers. Like I've got a few affiliate offers and I'm just not seeing any sales or any conversions." And when I look at their channel, basically I did a deep dive for both of them on a coaching call. And when I do this deep dive, what I found is they're creating a lot of what is video, like type videos, like what is affiliate marketing, like what is whatever, how to like stock trading or forex or whatever, and rather than like how to, right? And I think that like the people that I see doing well are creating more like how to step one, step two, step three, like, or maybe not even that, but just like really documenting their journey. I don't know. What do you think about that? Because I see this disparity. I see some people who are just killing it on TikTok, making a lot of sales. And then I see other people who are doing a lot of content, but not really seeing results.
Yeah. I can say that I was in that stage of uploading content for the people rather than for myself.
Hmm.
Um And I mean that by not being yourself in front of the camera. Like, say you, um, I'm sorry, I'm at a really loss of.
No, no, no. This is good. Keep going down that train because this is good.
Okay. I was in a phase of um uploading content that I didn't particularly like. So then it was making me like feel kind of strange and out of place. And I noticed that I was out of place. So then I watched some motivation, some self improvement, and um one person that really helped me was Gary Vee, and he told me to be myself and to just not care in a
Mhm.
way of not thinking about what others may think of you when you upload something because you don't know if it's gonna do well or not. And sometimes I would get in my train or I would get in my own head and overthink some stuff and not do something sometimes, and the next day or a couple hours later I would always regret not doing whatever it is that I planned on to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
um
that's really deep. That sounded subtle the way that you said that, but that's a really deep thing because Dave was on the show earlier this week, or it might have been last week with Kiko, and then again this week, and that's becoming this like sort of thread or this trend with people, which is um, man, how do I explain it? So it's like it's congruent. It's like humans. There's this line of psychology that's called well, I'm not going to get into the whole line of psychology, but basically it's that like as a whole person we're made up of different parts of self. Like essentially there's different parts of ourselves, of our personality, of who we are as a person that sort of make up the whole self that is JT, or the whole self that is Matt, right? And when one of those parts, or when multiple of those parts feel disconnected or incongruent with the other parts, that's where we feel the most anxiety and the most stress and the most fear and the most worry and all of that stuff, right? We get sort of plagued by all of those feelings. So it's interesting that this even, I mean, I've thought through this so much in my life with therapy and just working through inner stuff. But it's interesting that you bring this out with content um, because humans are so intuitive. I think humans, when people are swiping through TikTok, like the big thing about TikTok is knowing humans, like knowing yourself but also knowing human behavior. And there's a balance there of just creating content that you really love and enjoy, but also knowing how to do that and blending it with how are people going to feel about this? How are they going to emotionally respond to this? Are they going to connect to this? And being able to bring in all parts of yourself into content and make it engaging. I think that's a huge accomplishment by you to have done that. Like, I just want you to know that that's a massive, massive skill and a huge accomplishment that really not a lot of people can do. It's a hard thing to do. So props to you, man. That's impressive.
yes, thank you.
So in general, if we were to go into like your strategy on TikTok, are you like the type of entrepreneur who's like really like structured and very like regimented, and you have like a really religious approach to creating content? Like you create content every single day, 3 times a day at the same time each day? Or like how do you approach, what's your daily routine on TikTok?
I'm actually still discovering a lot about a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm
We
still,
all are, by the way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still quite all over the place. I'm the starting to transition into a routine where I upload at least once at 5 p.m. because that's like the peak of the hour. And um, other than that, I I
Wait, what? Wait,
learn.
one sec. Wait, why 5 p.m.?
Oh yes, I looked at my analytics and it said that that was the peak of the hour for TikTok.
So just like that's the time. 5 p.m.
Yes.
your time, which would be like 9 p.m. Eastern-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. That's good to know. If people are watching, take notes on that. Okay, keep
Yes.
going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's okay. Um oh crap. I'm sorry. I just forgot what I was talking about.
So you definitely upload at 5 p.m. your time, so like 9 p.m. Eastern. Do you have like, is it your goal to do multiple posts a day, or are you mostly doing one post a day?
Yes. If I don't tend to upload in the morning or a little bit in the afternoon or at noon, sometimes I like to upload at noon. Then yes, I will indefinitely upload at 5.
Yep.
But if I'm not uploading, then I am learning and educating myself as much as I can.
Cool. Are you, so you do this, like you don't have another job that you're doing on the side, so you've got a good amount of time. Um, do you treat this kind of like a job? Like you spend a good like 6, 7, 8+ hours a day, like learning and working?
Yes, that's how I treated it, even though I was earning nothing. That's how
Mhm.
I treated it a year ago when I was going to the hospital every morning for internet, taking the public bus, the free transit bus.
All right, so you're not even hitching a ride with your mom. You're hopping on the freaking public transit.
Yes. That's what I did last year every morning.
That's badass.
Now I can afford my own internet and do my own work at home.
Cool. Are you at your parents' house still?
No, I'm not.
Okay, cool. So you've got your own spot, you're doing your own thing, you're like self-sustaining.
Yes. Yes, I
Damn.
am.
That's cool. Do you have other siblings?
I have one sibling. She's I think just turned 18.
Cool. So, dude, all right. So, where did you this is another interesting piece. Where do you think you got that? Where do you think you got that like self-motivation thing? Like where does that come from? Because I always wondered that too. Like when I was first getting started in this industry, kind of similar to you, like I did have a job and we were broke as you know what, like we were broke. And I like we would pay rent and have like $7 in our checking account, like broke, and in debt and just all of this stuff, right? And I was working a minimum wage job, whatever, blah blah blah. But I would wake up, essentially go to work. I worked at a coffee shop as a barista. I'd wake up at 5 a.m. I'd make it to work by 5:30. We'd open the coffee shop at 6. I was riding my bike through like Colorado winters, like a couple miles in freezing cold weather. Like it was stupid. It was the dumbest thing. I don't even know. I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but it was kind of, so I would do that. And then I'd come home around like 2 o'clock, right? Full day work, 8 hours, come back like 2 o'clock, whatever. And I would like crash for 30 minutes and then I would start working on my business. And it was like grinding. And then I got a different job that was more normal hours, where, so in that case, I would wake up at 4 a.m. and I would work for like 2.5 hours before I went into work. And then I would crash when I came home and then I'd work again late into the night and get like 6 hours of sleep. I can't, like I literally can't do that anymore. I've tried and I don't have, I actually can't. I my body does not respond to it. It will not wake up. It will not, like, my body's like, you need 8 hours of sleep and you have to figure out what you need to do it. But I've always wondered, like, how does that, do you think it's just nature? Do you think it's nurture? Like, who told you, hey, JT, like, you've got to get up, you've got to wake up, you got to get on that bus, you got to get there, you've got to grind, you've got to work for whatever you want?
Yeah. That's a really okay. My okay, well, I'll start from here. I've always had this dream of becoming a YouTuber ever since I was 12. And we moved here from another town in Alaska when I was 13. And back then the internet was horrible. Like um after we got all settled, I begged my mom to get internet, and she ended up getting internet. And I then again educated myself all on YouTube and streaming. Oh my goodness, that did so much damage to my mom's internet bill.
Yep.
Yeah. And then two to 3 years ago, the internet has actually improved. I can safely say 10 times better. um so yeah, I just wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was 12. And that drive has not gone away. Like, I still want to become a YouTuber, and I'm
Hmm.
working on that every day to upload. And I just went through college just not knowing what to do, and I had a seasonal job where we worked only a couple months out of the year
Yeah.
at it was a fish plant. And oh my goodness, that tore me up at a really young age, man. Those hours were so long, and uh it was really random. So like sometimes we would wake up at 8 in the morning and go to work, and then sometimes they would tell us to come in at 12. One time I worked 20 whole hours because we were able to work overtime over 12, and I was there until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
I
But
also did that at a seasonal job because when it's seasonal, they don't have to pay you like time and a half for overtime, right?
yeah, they pay, yeah, the time and a half. It really racked up. But yeah, I worked there for 4 seasons. And when I was 19, I told, like, when it's over, I told myself, man, I cannot work here. So then I set off and I applied everywhere for the longest time. Nobody was calling me back. I didn't get any interviews or nothing. So then I looked up at home how to make money online, and it led me to this. And I needed a place for internet, and the only place I thought of was the hospital because it was free and the fastest. And yeah, I just went there and educated myself every single day for hours.
That's crazy. You're just sitting there. You're just on YouTube. Yeah, you're just literally searching around on YouTube and trying to find any free way you can to learn.
Yes.
There's a good lesson in that, man. I mean, there's a great lesson in that. I think for most people, um, there's like literally, I think for most people, once you get the foundation of, for instance, like what I tell people is if they when and if they purchase our blueprints, that should be the last course they ever buy. Because really, once you have a foundational learning experience, what we've done is condensed essentially 10 years of experience into a single product in the business in the business blueprints here. But I tell people like that has to be your last purchase, because after that moment, after you've got sort of the foundation of how to run a business model and how to set up a business online, everything else you can learn for free. Everything else. Like everything else, if you could become skilled at Google searching, which I think is probably the most valuable skill that I've learned online, is how to Google search and how to like type in just the right thing into Google or YouTube to find the solution. I didn't realize that for a long time until like I watched like my wife and my family and like different people, my friends like try to Google solutions, and I was like, wow, like that's not at all how I would search that. Like,
I'm
why
exactly like that too. I'm like, "Here,
yeah,
let me see that," and I type in the right thing, and then I'm like, "Here you go," and they're like, "Wow."
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It is a skill. It should be a course. It should be a course on how to search and how to engineer a solution. Because a lot of times I'll get emails all the time in my inbox. I could pull up in my inbox right now from people who are in our legendary community who are like, I can't figure this out, blah, blah, blah. Here's what's happening. And I'm like, well, have you tried Google? Like there's this awesome thing called Google that basically has every answer to every problem that's ever existed. Um, Interesting. That's so interesting. So you're like, man, I can't imagine your daily routine, like hopping on a bus. I used to take public transit all the time in Chicago when I went to college, and I was like 20, and they gave us a bus pass for free. So we would hop on, we did public transit everywhere. Which was actually really cool. I was in like a small town of 400 people. And when I moved to downtown Chicago, I was instantly a minority. Like it was the first time ever. We didn't even have, like, I grew up in a town where there wasn't a single person of color, not one. And so it's like, it's 400 white people. Like that's what it is. And so I go to Chicago and I hop on like my first bus ride, and I'm like, damn, like there's 10% white people, and like the rest is just a total scattering of like Hispanic, Black, Asian. Like it was wild, man. It was out of control. I loved it though. Like I would do anything to go back to those days. And if I went back there and lived in the city, I would take the buses and trains 100%. Like that experience for me it was weird because it felt like home. Like the diversity, like the aspect of being with lots of different people from different backgrounds, from different experiences, from different ages, like all of that stuff just felt like, I don't know, felt like a more accurate representation of the world than like the small town I grew up in. You know what I mean? I'm sure you know
Yeah.
what I mean, but
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. That's so interesting. I don't know. I find that the whole self-motivation thing is a very interesting thing. I've been working from home, both doing affiliate marketing, coaching, consulting, ads management, all kinds of stuff I finally quit my job in 2017. And so on about 3 or 4 years now. And a lot of times people will ask me, like, this is all pre-pandemic, but they're like, I could never ever work from home. Like, I don't know how you get anything done. What do you do? And it's like, and I would always be like confused by that question. Like, what do you mean? Like, what I if I wasn't married, I would probably work 18 hours a day and love it. Like I would have no social life, and I would just be working. Like I love working. Like I love the challenge of trying to make money. I love the challenge of trying to figure out new ways to create income for myself. Like that's a fun challenge. It's an exciting challenge to wake up to every day. I think like for you, you're 20, and man, I have so much respect for you. And I know that you're not in the place you want to be yet. Like I know you're earning a lot. Like you're earning a lot of money, especially for being 20 and like being pretty new to the game. Like you're really killing it, dude. But I know that I'm sure that you've got bigger dreams and vision for yourself than where you're at currently. Um, but I just want to give you, big props. Like your work ethic and like that's rare, and you should cherish that, because that's not something that people, I don't think, are born with. It's sort of this learned, maybe it's a combo, but it's sort of this learned, really, I mean, it's a skill, but it is one of those DNA things. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you watch basketball, but it's the Mamba mentality. And I think you've got it. Are you a
Yeah.
basketball guy?
I follow it here and there.
Yeah.
But thank
Yeah.
you, Matt. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah. It's the killer mentality, and you've got to have it. I think you got it, man. I think you got it. So what's on the horizon? I mean, are you just continuing on? Are you like looking into other stuff? What's on the horizon?
I have been educating myself about a lot about like social media and um what else do I got going on? I got something about Bitcoin, and I'm reading this Think and Grow Rich book every day for the next 6 weeks because someone told me to on TikTok, and I have been for the past 4 days, and it really is really effective actually. Like my mind has made a really like my mind flipped 180 degrees from the past 4 days of reading this book, and I'm like, holy crap. Because
Yeah, I have this is basically within arm's reach of me at all time. This is an ugly, like, cheapo copy, but yeah. Yeah.
awesome, man. Yes, and I just finished Rich Dad Poor Dad a month ago.
Cool.
And I bought it like 10 months ago, and I only got through like 3/4 of the book, and then I gave up on it, and then I finally reread it and finished it, and I'm proud of myself for that. Because like I
Good.
haven't, yeah, I'm not much of a reader, but I'm getting into it like really bad now.
That's awesome. You want a cool exercise that you can do that I think it's there's this exercise that a mentor of mine, he passed away, but he taught me, called ultra reading. So basically, an ultra read is where you take like a stack of books. So get like 5 or 6 books, and you could also get like a magazine, like if you have a copy of Forbes or Entrepreneur or something. Um, and you just stack them. You put them on a stack, and then you set a timer for 3 minutes, and then you just hit start on the timer, and you open the book and just flip to a random spot in the book, and just read for 3 minutes. And then when 3 minutes is up, you put the book down, and then you grab the next book. And like there's a few goals in that. It's like, number one is to sort of release us from, like, I kind of heard you saying it, and I definitely have it. It's sort of to release you from the shame of like not finishing a book. Because there's this weird like mental thing that we do with ourselves. Like when we have an unfinished book, we're like, oh geez, another thing that I started and didn't finish, you know? And it's like, oh, I'm just terrible at this. And it gives you permission to just open a book and not finish it, and it totally be okay. And then the other thing is that, like, you can't do this with fiction books, right? Like you can't do it with like a storybook, but with like more like nonfiction, Think and Grow Rich, 4 Hour Work Week, like those kind of books, you can do it for 2 or 3 minutes. It'll take you 10 to 15 minutes to get through to pound through a few books. And it's just like, it's such a great content create. That's the first thing I tell people when they're struggling with content is like, do an ultra read. And by the end of that ultra read, in 10 minutes, you will have an idea for content. Like you will have a really, really powerful idea, or maybe 2 or 3 for some really good content. But also it's a great way to read without feeling like I have to finish this chapter or I have to finish this book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's
That's what
also
I.
like,
Oh,
there's also like
sorry.
apps that I found that like, where I've been getting ads on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen these ads, but I get ads on TikTok for apps where you can scan the cover of the book, and it basically like tells you what's inside. It summarizes the book.
Oh, that's really cool. That
Yeah,
sounds cool.
I need to try it. I haven't tried it out, but if you haven't, If you haven't got the book, do you know Tim Ferriss?
Tim Ferriss? I'm not familiar.
He wrote the book The 4 Hour Work Week. It's a pretty old book, but it's from like 2008 or maybe earlier. So it's pretty old, but he was really like it's kind of like the entrepreneur. It's like the online entrepreneur's Bible. It's like kind of the OG of like income automation and setting up like stores and stuff. So like the examples that are used in that book are like from people running Yahoo stores. Like this is like 2004, dude. Like just super ugly, like dumb stuff. Um, but like it talks a lot about like outsourcing and like how to think about automating your business once you get to a point where like you're making some money, but you want to actually live. You know what I mean? It's a cool read. I don't know how much you'd resonate with it because you're a grinder and you love the hustle, which I freaking love. But the one that you might like better is called Tools of Titans. It's a big book and it's like probably $30 or something, but it's very much worth it. There's essentially he does a podcast and he took like the best episodes of his podcast and condensed each podcast episode into about 5 pages. And so like there's great interview questions. And they're with like super famous people, Jimmy Fallon, like just a ton of like people who are at the top of their game. And like just reading one of those a day or even just one randomly, like I'll just pull it off the shelf and just read one and be like, damn, that was really good. Just really good inspirational stuff. But yeah, you should introduce yourself to Tim Ferriss. He's a good dude to know. If you like Gary Vee, for his kind of contrarian mentality, you'll probably like a lot with Tim Ferriss.
All right, it's cool. Yes, I actually have a really big list of books lined up for myself as well.
So lucky had another one. Well, the Tools of Titans won't be like hey, I'm gonna sit down and read the whole thing. Like I've had that book now since it came out 2 or 3 years ago or something, and I've read like, I don't know, probably 50 pages of it. It's multiple 100 pages long, but it's just you read different parts of it at different times, or like if you just need kind of a mental break, it's nice to have.
Yeah.
So, dude, all right, I've taken up 45 minutes of your time. Let's bring this in for a little landing. But I'd like to give you sort of the final word. Like, what?
Oh, wait.
And
I'm sorry. I was just
do
kidding.
you have an alarm?
Yeah, it was just
Oh,
waking up. It turned it off.
okay. I thought for a second that it was like I thought for a second that it was like you were in like a full blown like COVID-19 like full alarm situation. Also, like Dean just commented, "Are you under attack?" Yeah, I thought maybe like, dude, you're in Alaska, you're pretty close to Russia and closer to China. Like, I thought maybe we're going full bomb scare here. That was crazy. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Give us the final word on like if there's people out there who are on TikTok, who are on YouTube, who are trying to create content, trying to get off the ground. What would you say to those people, especially like to people, because I know there's people out there who are doing it for a month or 2 or 3, and it's slow and they're not quite seeing results yet, and they're wondering kind of like, what should I do? How do I get this moving?
Yes. So for me, I've realized that the more content you put out on TikTok, the more retention you get, and um like I used to only post a video a day, but now I'm trying to do 3, but if I can't, then it's indefinitely 1. And what I did to get off the ground was not worry about the the um quality of the content, but rather the quantity and how much you upload. Um and be yourself, be actual, be real, be truthful. Um and I also tried to get retention on YouTube. I only have like 112 subscribers on there. And when I was uploading like every day, couple of months ago, I was getting like 30 views every day. And I stopped for a while, and then I uploaded, and I only got like 8, 10. And then the more I uploaded, the more views I got. So I think just retention and consistency, being
Yep.
true to yourself is like the key components I like to carry in my head to want to grow a social media platform, you know?
I like it. I like it. I like the aspect. I think that, to me, the more that I watch people, and because I don't do a whole ton of social media content creation, but the benefit I have is I do a ton of interviews and I do a ton of case studies, like a ton. And without question, like, one thing that I have seen really help people is consistency, and the algorithm rewards consistency.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Well, cool, man. This has been incredible. You're a really cool guy, and I'm really pumped every time we do an interview, and we get somebody who's just down to earth and is a hustler. And like, are you a gamer too?
Yeah, I play so much like last week
I
to
saw
like
the
2
headphones
weeks
and I was like,
ago.
this guy has to be a gamer.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into like what do you, I'm not a huge gamer, but I'm interested in that culture for sure. And what are you gaming on? What's your platform? What are your games?
Um I'm playing on PS4, mostly Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and I
Man.
actually have a YouTube for that I'm trying to grow.
All right, let's get it
Yeah,
up. Let's get it up there.
that's
What's the
what
channel called?
it's called. Jalumby, Jelumby. And I don't have any videos. I just have a stream uploaded. So I'm also planning on streaming every day once I get another automation going on, more retention.
Yep.
Then I'm going to start working on that. But yeah, like a week ago, I have to say this really quick. I was playing so much game, I felt really guilty about my business. And um okay. And yeah, I was just playing too much, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I put so much time into playing video games rather than in my business." So then what I did was just put my game away for a couple of days, and I just grinded on my business for like 3 4 days, and that really helped me out into being consistent and being motivated every morning to wake up and look forward to something.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's big. I mean, I think that's huge because that's a like a little rewarding thing. It's positive reinforcement. Yeah, that's always proven to be the number one thing that helps people. That's awesome. So okay, so this whole and that's actually a really cool, like, that's a side. The cool part about you, again, like, this is just like, this goes straight back to your DNA. The cool part is like, you've got this hobby, right? And you're like, man, I got this hobby. I love gaming. I love doing that in my spare time. And then what do? You go and create a YouTube channel and you're trying to monetize your hobby. I
Heck
just,
yeah.
it's hustling to the core, and I love it. It is like an addiction almost, but it's fun. And I guess if you're going to be addicted to anything, it's like, I would love for people to be addicted to that, trying to figure out ways to monetize their hobby. Like, that's a
Heck
cool thing to do.
yes.
Um, on your YouTube channel, you've got like 47 subscribers. Eventually, you're going to try to monetize that channel sometime
Yes.
down the road.
Yes, I have a lot of equipment on the way to put more content out there and to make it easier for myself to just, press a couple buttons and then just record and upload.
Are you gonna be on Twitch? What's your thoughts
Yes,
on that?
I tried Twitch and I actually think I'm gonna be on there to stream, like in general, and then I'm just gonna like upload videos on YouTube, like the recap of the stream or something like that.
Cool. That's awesome. We tested a platform called Caster, Castr, um, which I actually loved. It was very easy to use, but you can simulcast. It allows you to simulcast across YouTube, Twitch, multiple different platforms, um, Facebook. You can simulcast and go live on multiple platforms all at once, which is pretty dope. And then we also use this piece of software called Ecamm, um, which is really cool because you can put overlays on your stream and stuff. Ecamm is very cool. It's not free. You can get a free trial and test it out though. It's called Ecamm Live. And in terms of streaming like capabilities, like you can play like intro videos, you can do overlays, you can put names on stuff, you can do like cool like borders and graphics and yeah, it's pretty sweet. But anyway, I'm just nerding out about streaming at this point. Yeah, you keep us updated though on like how that's going because I like. Here's what I like. Is when I see people, for instance, I see gamers doing this, but I see people like Joe Rogan, right? He's like the most famous podcaster of all time, but like he'll put videos on YouTube. And guess what? When you watch a 2-hour episode of Joe Rogan or a 3-hour episode of Joe Rogan, there's probably 6 different places in the video where ads pop up. And that dude's making like just insane money, right? From just getting paid from Google just to have ads showing during his videos. He's getting millions of views. And so I think sometimes what people miss with platforms like YouTube is that maybe they don't want to do the whole like selling people hard on affiliate marketing products or like doing hard selling. And they could take it a more passive route where maybe they would actually maybe more like to sit on a StreamYard. Like we're using StreamYard to stream this, right? StreamYard's technically free. And I see people like I just happened upon this guy the other day, but this guy, he also streams on StreamYard, and his name is Michael Malice. He's a little bit of he's like an anarchy guy, so I'm not like I don't know. I'm not making a political statement is all I'm saying. He's a little weird for me, but like he was actually on Joe Rogan. But his channel is only 45,000 subscribers. But basically, he's kind of like an anarchist, talks a lot about politics, talks a lot about that kind of stuff. But he doesn't. It's not like he's selling something hard, right? He's just on there talking for like an hour or so each episode about something that he really, really cares about. And then from there, like he has ads that run on his videos. He's got his videos monetized. And that's really all that it is. Like, and that's how he makes a lot of his money. And then also, YouTube now does a thing. I don't know if you know this, but where you can have people sign up as members of your channel for paid subscriptions. Did you know that?
No, that's my first time hearing about this.
So
I might have to look into that.
So I don't know if this is you have to get to a certain amount. I actually don't know if you have to get to a certain amount of subscribers to have this open. But for instance, I pay $5 a month to this guy, and again, not super endorsing him. He was a former NFL player. His name is Pat McAfee. He was a punter for the Colts and retired early, about 29, to start like kind of a media company / like podcasting company. And he just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And basically right here, you can see where it says membership. I pay him, I think $6 a month to be a member, and you get members only content in this community. So, they give discounts on their online store. They give like, special episodes. He's setting up he said that he's setting up a special studio in his house outside of their office to give like kind of behind the scenes content. He's a big sports guy. And so he just does like live streams of like boxing matches and football games. And he'll do like commentary of the game so that you can mute your TV and like listen to him and like his buddies basically talk about the game while the game is on. So like there is just so many ways to monetize like whatever you want to talk about. I think gaming kind of fits into that realm. Anyway, I just got on a totally different tangent there, but I just, to me, so here's why I say that. I think that, and I think that a lot of times people come in and they get put into this bubble where they feel like they need to do what JT's doing, or they need to do what Big Mark is doing, or they need to do what Nathan Lucas is doing in order to be successful. And there's this gap from when somebody starts to somebody having really good content and figuring out their voice in their content and doing something that's more passive style content creation that's actually about something they know and are an expert on and love. That for people could be way more beneficial than them constantly banging their head against their keyboard trying to figure out how to make content around affiliate marketing. Would you agree?
Yes, I
Like
definitely would.
100%, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, then once you've gotten good at content, and maybe, who knows, maybe you get 5,000 subscribers, maybe you get 10,000 subscribers, maybe you blow up and you never come back to affiliate marketing again, or maybe you figure out this whole content piece, you become comfortable on video because you're talking about something that you love, and then you come back to, or then you approach it with a little bit more of like an experienced mentality when it comes to then creating videos with affiliate marketing or digital marketing or coaching or consulting or whatever it is. I don't know. I like to give people more, a bigger, broader vision of what's possible. And I like that you're doing gaming, and I like that you're experimenting with that and streaming and all that stuff. Cause man, I mean, you're still at the beginning of the wave of that whole gaming thing, but that whole gaming thing is huge, dude.
Yeah.
It is massive. Do you watch people stream on like Twitch and stuff?
I'm not much of a stream watcher. I just like seeing good content around it.
Yeah, more of like, I'm not going to watch the 4-hour stream. I'm going to
Yeah.
watch the 12-minute summary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm that kind of guy.
I got you. Well, you don't have time for a 4-hour stream. You're too
Yeah.
busy. You're too busy business building. All right. Hey, I'm going to let you go. I can't thank you enough. Be on the lookout for an email. It'll come from Dave. We'll send over an email in a couple months to have you on again, maybe in December or January. Does that sound good?
Yes, that sounds good.
Cool. Man, this was awesome. You gave a lot of value today. This was really, really cool. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Definitely. All right. Have a good one, man. See ya.
Yes, you too.
All right, guys. Hopefully that was value. If you got some value, can you like give us a little love? Hit that heart on this video, on this stream, and just give like write something heartfelt to JT in the comments. Like, just what was one thing that you got, or what was one thing that was valuable? Let them know. I mean, it's really helpful for us to see that and to know that you got a little bit of value from this. It sort of helps not legitimize the time that we spend on it, but it just helps us know that like the content that we're putting out here is helpful for you, that you're getting some value, that it's inspiring you, or that it's giving you ideas or whatever. So let us know in the comments, and we'll be back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Dave's going to be live here from the sticks out in the mountains. So join us live, 10 a.m. Eastern every single day. JT's handles and everything are in the comments here. So if you want to look him up, absolutely do it. And awesome. Thanks for the comments. I love the comments. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, Friday, and your weekend. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. And we'll be back here all week, next week, every single week. We're here live, 10 a.m. Eastern. Take it easy, guys. See ya.